I had terrible back pain, and I have that periodically, and nothing took it away except for muscle relaxers. Actually, Jane, a certified Qigong instructor and practitioner, contacted me out of the blue and said, "Hey, is there anything that I can offer you?" And I just knew it. I needed to ask her for help about my back. So we did a session, and guess what? My back pain was literally gone the next day, and that has never happened in my entire old people life. People need to know what this is. So, with that said, hi, Jane. Welcome.
Thank you so much, Janice. Thanks for the amazing introduction. My mom practiced Qigong because she had some back pain and she was a very sensitive person, I think, as well. So Qigong really helped her.
I experienced Qigong for the first time. I had seen videos of people moving and making these really beautiful, kind of like bird like movements, but that's really all I knew about Qigong. What really is it to you?
I was looking for practice to got me into maybe higher vibration. And I went to Kundalini Qigong. So they work with all the chakras. And I just felt this emotion surging through my body, something opening. And they said, come back next week. We'll be here same time next week. The funny thing is, the next week I went back, same time, they were not there. And I just never came across them again. I felt if you don't include the body, higher awareness, healing cannot really be integrated, incorporated in your day to day life. And we can do meditation, and sometimes those insights and big energy can stay in the meditation but not be incorporated. I found my Qigong teacher's daughter's class, so I tried it. And the first session, I just felt it was amazing. I could feel that my right hand was the active hand, my left hand is the receiving hand. I could feel the energy going through my left hand and out my right hand. And I was really excited to share my experiences. And she said, well, if you really like my classes, you can come to my mother's classes. Now she's been a Qigong master for 25 or 26 years at the time. And now, so she's definitely the expert. And my Qigong teacher, when she saw me in the beginning, she was able to read my energy and was able to tell me where I need improvements. I realized that this is a really good teacher because the way she talks to you on an energetic level, it's very compassionate. She incorporates the psychology and understanding of the human path, the soul path. And when I saw that, I felt like my conviction to bring Qigong to other people just was more enforced, which leads to me now leading City of Toronto employees who are interested in wellness to learn about and practice Qigong.
I have a lot of questions.
Okay.
First, another thing that you mentioned was that different families have their own forms of Qigong.
I was looking for a specific, another Qigong that I told you about, the Kundalini Qigong. So I think from this, I just learned like you need to be open about things that show up in your life. And something show up in your life, you got invited to something, and if you're somehow interested in even just 10%, just go and see what's it like, right? And then allow things to unfold. If it's not right for you, you can leave. And so you allow things to happen. I feel like we block big time of what can happen in our lives, and we actually block what's best for us. Uh, like it's imagine like when we ask God or whoever you see as the supreme power, I really want something. Do you really see yourself as worthy, right? Do you really see yourself as somebody who deserves to be loved unconditionally? And Qigong practice actually really helps open up that. And there's one specific Qigong form, it's called Heart Qigong. And it's focused on unconditional self love, self acceptance, self appreciation, and self approval. It's powerful, really. Yeah.
And this is interesting because I didn't know that there were different forms of Qigong, but it
Yeah.
sounds like you found one that really digs into emotional and maybe trauma healing. But there's also other forms, maybe the typical ones that people are used to. I want to hear all about that because that is news to me.
Yeah, so Tai Chi, Qigong, martial arts, it's all part of the Chinese culture. So Qi is basically the essence of Chinese culture. When you do, it's actually also a manifestation of Qi as well. So it's all about Qi. When we say today, your blood Qi doesn't look very good. So Qi and the blood are connected to us in Chinese culture. Chinese medicine is also based on Qi. Martial arts itself also includes Qigong. And most martial artists, the Qigong practice they do, it's called hard Qigong. So it helps them with anti combat, so protects them. So if you see typically, such as shouting monks, they perform stunts, as having knives sticking at their throat and not going through their neck, right? They actually practice hard qigong in order to perform that stunt. But that's actually very difficult and very dangerous to teach. So if anybody is interested in practicing those kind of qigong, it's very important that they find a good teacher. And I find now with us, working offices, and we don't do martial arts. We're not in combat all the time. We're not FMA fighters. We don't need to practice that. We focus more on the healing aspect. So that's called soft qigong. That works with the body, the qi of the body, and also the qi of the universe to help with emotional healing, to lift pain, to sleep better. Basically, whenever there's issues in your physical health, in your emotional health, or in your life, that's basically there's some kind of energy blocks. And there are different modalities to kind of smooth out or eliminate energy blockages. And the one I now teach and practice and really resonate with.
So, what is the type of Qigong that you teach? Because I know that you have some classes coming up.
Yeah,
Actually, I know that you already lead classes,
yeah.
um, but now you're going to start doing some online and you're going to start offering it to a wider audience.
Yeah, so I'm offering Qigong classes. I understand maybe not a lot of people in the West know about Qigong. A lot of people have heard about Reiki. Actually, Reiki originated from Qigong. So when you are learning Qigong, you're actually learning from the mother, right? The mother practice. The Reiki master, Usui, he was from Japan and he went to China to study Qigong for a couple of years. And he took what he has learned and came back to Japan and expanded that healing modality and called it Reiki. So it's very similar, but Qigong it's more powerful because it has more lineage, 5,000 years of lineage and history. So when you have 1,000 years of wisdom and blessings passing down, it's going to be a more powerful healing modality. Actually, we also have Reiki masters who take Qigong as well because it helps them to rejuvenate their energy better as well.
Yeah, I've heard of some healers who use their healing ability, but then they end up drained at the end of their sessions.
Yeah, that's what I heard as well. I myself haven't done Reiki, so I can't really speak for that, but we do have Reiki masters in Qigong classes, and they confirmed that Qigong practice really help them rejuvenate their energy more and help them in using Qigong as a practice to also protect and shield themselves so they don't take on other people's energy and they don't pass energy from one patient to another or one client for another.
You said you had a dream that helped you know that you were to be on this Qigong path.
Yeah, it's actually a really wonderful dream. In the dream, I was walking on a path and stumbling, and I came across the bottom of a staircase. And I said, I think it's here. I remember it's here. And then there was a tall female in a very good energy. I think she was wearing white and she was guiding me. And that was me meeting my Qigong teacher. It's her spirit, almost like it's either her soul or her spirit that's timeless, doesn't have an age, just purely very, very beautiful and balanced female energy. But in the dream, it shows that more clearly, that timelessness spirit. And it just reminds us this body will age, will go away, will go back to the earth, but our spirit goes on. And also, the dream is true. I met my Qigong teacher really in person. They actually came to my workplace. I was an accountant at Toronto Botanical Garden. They rented a room there, a space there to teach Qigong. But because of my pre-assumption, thinking Qigong is all about or only about physical healing, I did not go because I was looking for more of the mindset change or emotional healing. Understanding that in order to heal, you have to involve the body, you have to incorporate the body at a time. So the coworkers there, they were very supportive, and she said, "Wow, Jane, I think you'll like her. You should meet her." But because of my at the time, there's a block, right? There is a pre-assumption about what qigong is acting as a block. I didn't go.
Something that just came to mind was long time ago, I remember doing this dream for you, and in the dream, the message was basically that you had your own way of doing qigong, or yeah, something like that. Do you remember that?
It shows up in my dreams periodically. How my qigong practice helps me. For example, I was upset about something in the past, and just that little thing kind of stuck with me. And in the dream, it it repeats. I unconditionally love, accept, and appreciate myself. Or just I unconditionally love and accept myself. That's something I practice in the Qigong. So it shows me that the specific Qigong I do and the affirmation I incorporated actually goes into my subconscious mind. So it can actually act as a healing agency for you to automatically help you to deal with the inner critic. Yeah,
Someone who takes your class,
yeah.
what can they expect? How is your class going to be different for them?
Yeah, so it's very important for us to practice being in the body. And I noticed that with a lot of people that they go into the mind is because they don't feel safe being in the body. So first of all, Qigong is really good for grounding. So if emotions going up and down and flaring, it's because they're not going down to the earth, not going down into the ground. Emotions, whatever energy now needed, they can go down to the earth. So Qigong can definitely help with that. So as we go into a more stillness, a more relaxed mind, almost near to hypnosis, I will ask people to say to themselves that it is always safe to be in my body, or it is easy to be, or I always feel safe enough to be in my body. The next would be just feeling comfortable, right? Being comfortable and loving yourself in different ways, accept yourself in different ways. And these practices, these kind of new attitudes towards yourself, it takes time to practice. And that's why I do 2 classes per week. So usually when you practice with a group, you will feel good for the next 2, 3 days. If you practice 2 days a week for 1 hour with a group with like-minded people who also come here wants to connect with it with their true well-being, with universal energy, with their heart, the energy is going to be very powerful. They're going to feel good for the whole week if they practice with a group for 2 days. And that's my intention. That's why I put 2 classes in 1 week, because I want people to feel that difference. And also, we are social beings. We're meant to connect and meet people, especially like-minded people. So part of what my program offers is also a community building opportunities. So people will be invited to a private Facebook group, a private WhatsApp group. People can communicate and share their feelings, their experience with Qigong, and also maybe what they're struggling in life. So people can give each other a pat on the back, some encouragement or some advice that we all need from time to time. So community building is very important and something that my Qigong teacher have done as well. I've never met a Qigong teacher that love their students so much to really be there for their students. And I want to carry on that torch and continuing that practice and that intention to create a safe space and loving space for others who want to find a loving and supportive community where they feel they don't need to put on the mask. They can be themselves. They can talk about what's truly important to them and find some support.
What a beautiful mission, and you're doing
Oh,
it beautifully. You're doing it now.
yeah. Thanks.
I wanted to ask you too, you have 3 classes coming up, but what about if they want to continue?
Yeah, if they want to continue, I actually have a 8-week program coming up. It will be starting in the week of July the 13th. It's going to be 8 weeks and 16 classes. I have also at an early bird discount. I may extend it just to see because I really want as many people as possible to learn about Qigong. And it's at an affordable price. And I can tell you that just from my own practice and the lineage I'm following, it's really a value packed package. So I really highly recommend anybody who's interested in to join, to try, and to learn to just be comfortable with themselves. And I'm my whole intention is to help people feel more comfortable, more loving towards themselves, and be able to find smile within them. Yeah. I also would like to share that my Qigong teacher, who is Grandmaster Wu, who already passed away in he passed away in 2006, but learning about his journey, he achieved the highest title of Qigong in China, and he was as a talent in Chinese talent bank. So he wasn't really allowed to leave China, I think, until he retired. So he was a talent, and he also did learned from different types of martial arts, different types of qigong, and he uh, is also one of the 4 families of top Tai Chi families. So I'm just really glad that I learned from the best. And from my Qigong teacher also, she confirmed that how he taught her is just one of the best. Nobody explained teaching so clearly and so thoroughly. And this is something that I carry in my Qigong teaching as well as guide people through different movements. I clearly and I basically explained the intention behind the movements and the intention behind the practice so people can better understand why we're doing this. For example, we do a practice that's about like starting with like this, like just the very simple movements. So this is going to be one of the movements in Qigong. Yeah, so we just as we breathe in, we opening the palm to our face width. As we breathe out through our nose, we closing the palm through our closing the palm to our nose width. So breathing in out only through the nose. It's going to keep the chi within your own body and also going to a deeper level of relaxation.
Wow, I can feel that just doing this simple exercise, breathing with the
Yeah,
nose and moving the hands back and forth.
yeah. So you can start it with like slow movements and be okay with slowing down. So this is a very good practice for just slowing down and feeling comfortable and feeling safe with slowing down. And as we do a bit more of these movements, the next movements will be just expanding that distance and open our palms to our shoulder width and come back into our face width. Still very simple and still connect to the body. And any feelings that you feel around the body, between your palms, just be very curious about it and allow it and acknowledge it. Yeah. And as we do this, we're also building more capacity to allow more of us to be here and now. We don't have to change anything. We don't have to exclude anything, but allow more of us to be here and now. Yeah. It's not just about being authentically us. It's about being the whole us.
I could definitely hear the affirmation in that.
Yeah, thank you. So this is the practice that I do. So this may be very different from what you see from uh, the videos on YouTube, mostly focusing more on the movements, bigger movements, which are good for circulation, which are very important. So this type of qigong movements I do is more about emotional healing and being okay with yourself, releasing energies, emotions that no longer serves you. And as you can see, as I lead practice, I actually guide people, guide their minds to go through the practice so that they have better understanding of why I'm doing this, so they can benefit from the qigong practice more. And I have received very positive feedback from the classes I've led at the City of Toronto. They all really like my way of teaching.
Well, and I imagine that there's a uniqueness in your practice that is purely you also. Like we, of course, we have teachers and we have mentors that we look up to, but
Yeah.
ultimately, when we're on our journey, we inject something very unique into it. So I think that that's probably also why people like it so much.
Oh, yeah. Thank you for mentioning that. Yes, I have been developing this Qigong practice for about 4 years. So I've been um, practicing and developing it in my own way of practicing Qigong for about 4 years before I actually feel the confidence of teaching this to other people. And I didn't know I was good at it, but I know that it had a really positive impact on me. It was through other people's positive feedback, I actually got to know that I'm very good at it and people really want to do more. I led a wellness, actually mental health event for the city of Toronto, and 100 people showed up at the class. When I told my qigong teacher, she was so amazed, like, "Wow, you're a qigong champion! 100 people class." And after the qigong practice, everybody just loved it. They wanted to see more. They signed up for my weekly qigong practices. So that's why I have confidence in teaching Qigong now because I've seen people's feedback and the value of it. Yeah,
Well, and there's no way that you would have known unless you put yourself out there and tried it. So great job.
thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah, I'm very glad that I'm able to um, incorporate and integrate different healing aspects and bringing my own understanding of healing, my own healing energy um, into this practice and able to teach this to other people.
Excellent.
Yeah. And I would say the qigong practice, the Qigong classes I'll be offering for the 8-week Qigong classes package. It includes gentle movements and breathing exercises, and it can be adapted for sitting or standing. And it's also beginner friendly. No previous experience needed.
Well, obviously, I'll put links in the description and comments, but what is your website? And yeah, how do people find you?
Yeah, my website is www.qigongwithjane.com. I'll also have my YouTube channel listed there as well. And there's a lot of information about the Qigong lessons I'll be teaching. So every class has its own intention, and each one built on another one. So in the beginning, we will be focusing more on feeling comfortable in the body, getting to know our body, feeling grounding. And later on, we will be moving more into the emotional healing space and feeling a sense of feeling comfortable in your own skin and feeling this love acceptance towards yourself. And each week we'll have 2 classes, and the second class will be in a deeper integration of the first class. So people will feel better and experience more benefit from it. Information's all there. And I will also be doing an in-person Qigong class in Toronto, the Big Carrot. Once I have that set up, I will link here as well. And in person is very much the same as virtual as well. For those who are more interested in doing it in person, they can sign up for this free class too. So that I think that would be more for people in Canada and in Toronto. But if you're from the States and you want to fly in and try my class, you are welcome to do so, you know. If you're from Europe, anywhere in the world, you want to try the free class, you're welcome to do so. And the virtual classes very much are similar to the in-person classes. It's just going to be everything online, and energy doesn't have boundaries. So if I can see you through the screen, if you can feel, you will be able to feel the energy very much just like in an in-person class. So
I agree.
yeah, I guess you experienced it in the uh, healing session already, right?
Yeah, that was so amazing. Pain is something that is it's a difficult thing because pain is not only a physical response, but it's sort of embedded in our brains. Like, oh, this thing is happening to me and therefore I need to feel pain. It's almost like we can't let ourselves not feel pain. So when you worked on me, it was just really interesting for me to have that literal experience of pain leaving the body.
Yeah, and so that's another thing is, it's easier to have somebody work on you. It's very hard for us to do healing on ourselves. Even as healers, we need other healers as well to work on us. So that's why I work with other healers and wellness practitioners, because we are the solution, but at the same time, we're also the issue. So we all have blind spots. When we're not able to really identify the issue or the cause of issue, it's very hard for us to heal ourselves. So you definitely need the help of an experienced practitioner to help you with it, at least in the beginning. And later on, if you're interested in healing yourself, you can learn from it, and you will be able to heal yourself more effectively. So, but I really think everybody needs support. So we support each other. We do healings on each other.
Well, Jane, it's been an absolute pleasure to catch up with you again and to talk about Qigong. Thank you for what you do. Thank you for bringing this big piece of yourself out into the world for everyone to enjoy.
Yeah, thank you so much. And I'm really, really grateful for Qigong practice as well because it allows me to be authentically me, because it's something that it's really close to my heart. And I'm really grateful for the opportunity to be able to bring Qigong to my workplace too, because for a long time I feel like I have to separate the two. But now, as I do more integration, more Qigong, there's more integration within myself. So I'm able to bring this more the authentic me, something that I identify more with into the world, even in my workplace, more confidently. And this is something I really hope that I can help with other people as well, to help others to integrate different parts of themselves so that they feel more whole, they feel more powerful in their decision making as they walk on their path. And if anybody's interested in learning more about it, you can actually book a free consultation. You can put your name, your email address, and put your message there. I will reply to you usually within 1 or 2 days. Yeah, I'm just very happy and grateful to have the opportunity to contribute to other people's well-being and their life journey, their soul path, however they want to define it.
Excellent. Okay, well, I wish you and your students the best.
Thank you.
And yeah, we'll talk soon.
Thank you so much, Janice.